Good evening, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the Nickie V Smith Show. And today I have my wonderful cousin again, and Risa Wheat is here to join us. Hey, Reese.
Hi, Nikki. How you doing?
I'm great. Reese is my partner, and she's there sometimes, and sometimes she's not, but she's always with me. She runs the she's pretty much the background person. She does all of the background work, and I couldn't make it without her. So let's just give her another big shout out, please. Okay. Mwah! So how you doing today?
I'm doing well. It's it's a good day so far.
Good.
Hey, it's 5 o'clock, and so far the day has been good.
Good, good. I had a little scare last week, and the show knew it that I was a little sick, but I went to the hospital and I'm taking medicine. I feel better now. So we're moving forward. Hey, audience, how you guys doing today? Did you have a positive week? You know what? I really pray that you did. If you had any problems or things going wrong, tonight we're going to talk about an interesting topic that's going to help you get through it. And tonight's topic, Reese, is called, well, Reese already know, but you guys, is called From Brainwashing to Goal Setting. From brainwashing to goal setting. And we're going to show you how to get out of those funky moods when they come up on you. And they do come, and they're going to continue to come. But it's what you do about it that helps you get out of it. You just can't stay in it. And guys, I say that to you on a regular basis, and I'll keep saying that because there's no promises in life. Now, I've done a lot of extensive research this week, Risa, this week on brain washing. I've done a lot of it to be able to help people heal, because people don't realize how those old brainwashing, how effective it is, even when you think you have healed. You see, it's like a trigger. It's one of those triggers again. Brainwashing comes, you guys, when somebody's telling you things like, in my case, by my culprit, my father, who was raping me. You're crazy. They won't believe you over me. I'll have you committed. They'll say you're crazy, so you can't tell anybody. Or some people might tell others, I'll kill your mother. I'll kill your children. I'll kill your family member. I've actually had somebody to confide that in me, Reese, that told me that, she's a hashtag me too. And without saying too much about other people's business, because it's very private and I make sure I respect that. However, she did say that they had threatened to kill her mother and her sisters and brothers. And one person told me that they had threatened to kill their babies, So, what were you about to say?
I just was going to say, I just can't imagine. And how do you even move on from that? How do you get from beyond that fear that your loved ones are going to be harmed? You have to keep carrying this secret because this threat is there, that your loved ones are going to be harmed,
Yes, and that's brainwashing. See, that's how the enemy keeps you there. So you have to, I have a bunch of notes tonight because I did a lot of research and a lot of soul searching from my own experience, okay? And that's a wonderful question that you just asked, because a lot of people feel that they don't even have a way out, that they can't make a decision because their family might be hurt. You see, so they'll make a decision to stay there rather than to make a decision on how do I get out of that. And that comes from brainwashing. Brainwashing is an awful, awful mindset. And the predator takes advantage of that. And on an average, that's why they start with children. See, the younger the child, the more impressionable that person has over them, the more power they have over them, the more impressions they can make on this child, making this child thinking that they're going to do this. Now, some of those people will do it. So you have to take a chance on you coming up with the courage to challenge that, if that makes sense. Let me tell you something. Life promise of the future is not readily available to us. We don't have a promise of the future. So the future, you have to decide it. You have to design it. See, you can decide if you just want to be a prisoner in your own mind because of the brainwashing, or you can decide if you want to be a free person. And it's available to you. You just don't know how to tap into it. Well, that's what I'm going to show you how to do tonight, because you know what makes the difference between you coming up out of that past? Let me tell you first, the past, again, I've said it over and over, and I'm going to keep saying it. The past is for you to remember what you've already went through. And where you're coming out of. Where you coming out of. But what do we have to do? Remember we talked about it? You have to be right here. Right here. You can't go flying off to the future. That's not going to happen. That's just not reality.
You got to live the present first.
You got to live the present first. And when you live in the present, you know that you came from this horrible, bad brainwashing back here. So you've already made some steps. Now, some people get stuck, Reese, and they'll say, I don't have a way out. And as long as they are thinking that way, with that mindset, they are not open for learning new ways to get out. You see what I'm saying? So let me say something to you. If you don't have, tonight we're going to talk about how to get that brainwashing out of the way so that you can set goals towards healing. See, once you start having goals for healing, then you can start making progress towards the future. But if you don't make progress towards the future, because you know why? Because 9 times out of 10, you don't have no goals set for, or any plans or any motion to put in action, to put in place, to start you towards that future. See, that means your reasons are no good. You don't have a reason. See, Reese, in order for you to have your goals for healing, you got to have a reason. You have to have a reason to want to heal. You have to have a reason to want to live in the future. You have to have a reason to leave that past forever and make a difference in your life. But if your reasons aren't great enough, and if they're shallow reasons, you will either stay in the past or you will maybe make it to the present tense, but you might not go any further. You see what I'm saying? You tend to live an mediocre life, maybe not even mediocre. You tend to just exist. So with goals towards healing, okay? Goals toward healing takes you out of the darkness. The darkness is the poison. The goals towards the healing means you should be having enough reason in your life to want to move toward an extraordinary future. Whatever's extraordinary for you. Everybody here is different. Reese has her difference. I have my difference. But my reasons have to be compelling enough to pull me towards my future. Because if your reasons are weak, then you're going to stay stuck. But tonight, I have exercises for you. And I'm looking at my notes because I have a lot of them, and I'm going to get better at this the more I do it. And you know, not look at the notes so much. But right now, we got to work with going forward and moving forward in a safe environment. And how do you get that? You create it. You create it. See, you have, let me tell you something. You don't want to live in the darkness of the past because it can be very overwhelming to you. It can overwhelm you. And it can take over you. Now, my thing is, I would like to ask you, why would you do that to yourself? Why? You know, you see what I'm saying, Reese? Why would you do that to yourself? Risa, somehow you got off the air, but that's okay. We'll be back. She'll be back in a minute. But somehow you have to make a decision that your dreams and your goals become a magnet. The magnet to live a higher, purposeful life. See, hey.
Hi. Did you get frozen? I got frozen and you were frozen, and then all of a sudden I got kicked out.
I saw you get kicked out, but I didn't know what happened. I kept going. I said, well, she'll be back. You know, I know with technology, things happen, you know.
Well, you know, they kicked us out, but we're back, okay?
But we're back. I was saying, that's right, that's right. Hey, I was saying to them that, you know, your dreams and your goals, that they should act like magnets to you, Risa.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They should act like magnets pulling you towards what you want in life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they should pull you towards your future. Because if you don't, that past can be a magnet too, Reese. It can be
sure.
It can be a magnet and keep pulling you back. And it's overwhelming. So you make the decision. How much of a lifestyle do you want to live on a high performance level?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See,
yeah, that's good.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I like I like the way you compared it with a magnet drawing you, you know, with positive and negative forces. That magnet can draw you forward, or that magnet can pull you right on back.
It really can.
Yeah. And make you stay focused on the past.
Yes. Yes. And that's distractive. That's ugly. That's non-productive. That's the same as saying, hey, I'm going to live my life with my head in the sand. You see, I'm not going to come up. But if you're true to yourself and you place these goals and let that magnet attract you to that positive lifestyle, you don't know how far you can go. You might be unstoppable. Unstoppable. You can do anything you want. But you got to plan it here. See, let's just use, I'm going to give you some crazy examples, all right? But I'm going to be natural. Y'all know I'm natural and I'm real. Let's just look at a farmer. Let's look at somebody that plants, have gardens and things. See, when you plan and you have a goal And your magnet is pulling you towards that goal. Why? Because of your reasons. If your reasons are strong enough, you're not going to walk out there to that soil when it's springtime and say, okay, dirt, I want you to grow tomatoes. I want you to grow peas, and I want you to grow watermelons. That's not going to make it work. You're going to have to do preparation. You have to plant the seed. You have to water the seed. You have to do it in the right season in order to see the results. So that's the way your magnet for your life should be. You should be putting yourself in a position to live an extraordinary life, whatever it is you call extraordinary. You know, I think that is one of the most key factors towards you growing. And guess what? Guess what?
What?
Thank
Tell us
you.
what?
Thank you.
Tell us
That's
what, Nickie?
That's all based on faith. Everything is based on faith. Now, I'm going to paraphrase. I'm not fixing to say it like the Bible said, but I'm going to say it the way Nickie Smith said. Faith. You can't see it, but you know what you know, what you know that is coming. And when you want your life to come from that darkness into some light, and you set those goals, and that magnet is pulling you that way, let me tell you something. You are walking in faith. That's what you're doing. Faith, you can't see it right away. Faith says, I know it's coming though. I know it. I know what I know, what I know, what I know. And when I know it like that, you just can't take it from me. See, your higher power, whatever that is, wants you to have the best of the best. Like Lisa just said, that magnet can have a positive and it can have a negative. So it's up to you to decide which direction you want that magnet to pull you in. And it's just like that gardener. He has to plan for that. You have to plan for that magnet to pull you forward and not keep you in the back. I hope this is making a lot of sense to you guys, because I took a lot of time to do research it the way I wanted it to be, so it's clear, you know. And I like drawing a picture in the mind's eye so that you can see where you want to go and what you want to do. You know, does that make sense, Reese?
I think it does. I think it does. And I think faith is so important. I think, you know, I love the song Lift Every Voice and Sing. That's one of some of the words in there, you know, the faith, that full of the faith that our dark past, you know, brought us or taught us. You know, our ancestors had to have faith,
Right,
to get out of that darkness.
right.
And I think everybody needs some kind of faith, something to hold on to, something to believe in,
Mm-hmm.
to pull you out of whatever darkness that you're in, be it the darkness of your past, be it the darkness of this pandemic. We
Right,
got to have something to hold on to, something positive in our life, somebody positive in our life,
right.
something to hold on to, a goal to work towards. So I love that your title was so interesting to me, from brainwashing to goal setting, and you challenged me, and we're going to challenge everybody else. We want everybody who's listening to either send an email to Nickie or to 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 type in the comments. Now, this is not you know, a live chat. We're not going to see your comments right this moment, but we want you to to talk back and let Nickie know that some of the things that she's coming up with are helpful to you. But she challenged me to list some of my accomplishments that I'm proud of. And I'm going to share a few of those with you. I hope Nickie shares a few of hers.
Mhm.
And I hope all of you will share something, at least 2 or 3 accomplishments in your life. Send them to us so we can read them.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm gonna share a few with you right now, if that's okay, Nickie. Is that okay?
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it
Okay.
is.
Okay. So I put I'm still happily married to my same great guy that I married in November of 1980. He is my rock and my love.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I am the proud mom of 2 amazing young adults. I have a son and a daughter, and they are my joy. And all 3 of these folks are my heart and
Mhm.
my loves. You know, I just can't imagine life without them.
Uh-huh.
Um, until I was laid off a few years ago, I worked at my job. I was there for 35 years, and I'm proud of the work that I did there. I was proud to be a part of the, the CBS Corporation. Um, I graduated from Loyola Marymount University with a bachelor's degree in communication arts. Um, Proud of that. I'm very proud of the work that I've been involved in with the church that I'm involved in, Inglewood First United Methodist Church. I've been a member for since 2009, I believe, and we're doing a lot of stuff. We're working towards bringing affordable housing to Inglewood. Working
Okay.
on a lot of
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
And I'm proud of some of the stuff that I've done with Charisma Entertainment. And I'm proud to be a part of your endeavors here, because I think the message that you're bringing, the help that you're bringing to people, um, is a positive thing. And so, you know, I'm proud to be a part of it. I'm not going to be here every show. Nickie doesn't need anybody to be here. She's strong enough to carry this, but I'm gonna pop in every now and then. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You my wingman. I love it. I love it. Yes.
So those are some of my accomplishments, and Nickie, I can't wait to hear yours.
Listen, I think those are so fantastic. How many people get to say, hey, I'm still married and I'm happy?
I know
That's
that I'm
so cool.
fortunate and blessed. I know.
That's so cool. That is COOL, baby. Now, I don't have that one, and maybe it'll still come, but I don't feel I'm too old for it to come eventually. But I do have the fact that I am a great mom. I am an outstanding mom. Coming from where I had no mother, no father. Well, I had a father that was my rapist. My mother ran off because she was afraid to challenge him. But I made up in my mind, Reese, that I was going to be a great mom, a nourishing mom, a loving mom. And I am. I am. Not only am I a great mom, my boys will stand on anybody's mountain. I have 2 sons, and they will shout it out in anywhere, and they have that, and say, "My mom is fantastic," and I appreciate that because it means a lot to me. I'm also a wonderful grandmother of 2 little grandkids now. I have a beautiful daughter-in-law. And so only one of my sons is married at this time and have children, but I still have another son that may have some one day. And I'm just a proud grandmother to be in their lives, to make a difference in their lives, and give it 100% because it was nobody there for me. And the advocacy. When I was 25 years old, I started giving back because I used to say one prayer, Reese, and this is part of my 5. God, if you help me make it through my childhood with my sanity, I'll give it back in the form of helping others. They don't have to pat me on the back. They don't have to know my name. They just have to want to do better in life. And I started doing that at 25 years old. And I ended up doing it 20 plus years. And I ended up with 70 plus godchildren. 70.
Goodness.
Yes, yes.
Can
yes.
you name all 70 of your godchildren, Nickie?
No, ma'am, I cannot. I made a commitment that I would never exploit him, but I got one baby. She hangs in there, and I'm gonna go on and say her name, Daphne Rawls. Daphne is number 70.
Oh, wow.
And she loves her position. She holds it. Boom. She holds her spot. I love Daphne. Her name is Daphne Rawls Perry, I believe now. But she is my 70th godchild.
Wow. Wow.
And yes. And she's been in my life since she was 18 years old. I think she's 40 now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so that's one more of my accomplishments. And to get this show going, to get this advocacy going on the level of helping so many others. That is another one. That's that prayer. I must have said that prayer 100 times a day. So that's that prayer. That's an accomplishment. And for me to look forward to challenging my own health, to challenging my own mental well-being, as well as to challenge others and to help them make decisions on, hey, I'm going forward. Those are my 5 things to be proud of right now. And hold up, I have 2 books on the market now.
I was wondering when we were going to get to the fact that you are the author of 2 books.
Thank you. And all of this took place in less than a year. Because in March the 10th, it'll be a year. I got a #1 bestseller. That's self-healing. And then I got Benjamin Premier's on the market now. Now, Benjamin is not like self-healing for sexual abuse, because sexual abuse is that's the bestseller, and it is there is my wing lady. I love this one. That one is based on 200% truth, all truth. Sergeant Benjamin Premier's is based on some truth, and I have that one available. I'll show you it. There it is. Can you see it?
Okay.
Okay. Now that one is based on some truth, and it would make a great action movie, but it's not designed to be a part of this advocacy. However, it is something that I've accomplished. I got 2 books on the market and the advocacy going, and I've done it all in less than a year. So that's God's blessings to me.
During a pandemic.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, the reason, guys, that Reese and I are talking about this challenge, because you have to celebrate. See, when you do something good, reward yourself. That gives you motivation to keep going forward. That also gives you confidence to keep going forward. You see what I'm saying? That's controlling that magnet. That's controlling your mindset. That diffuses that darkness. See, it has nowhere to go. So you have to reward yourself. You know, you have to. And from Reese, did you guys watch her face when she was talking about her husband and her children? Look at that smile, just as pretty, just as pretty. And that's what the accomplishments look like. So that's that's the goal. Now, her goals and my goals, well, we happen to come in alignment together. So I'm really blessed. We really do. But let's just use somebody else. Yours and mine may not be the same, but you have to design the one that's for your life. See, power inside of you says that you can design your life. You can design having a plain old life, an average life like everybody else, or you can design having a champion life or an extraordinary life. What you might call extraordinary may not be extraordinary for me. But you got to take control of your power. That's how you heal, baby. You don't heal just sitting around hoping somebody saved you. Because even if they did jump out and try to save you, you don't put in the work, you're not going to be saved anyway. You're not going to be saved anyway. It's up to you. And again, you have a higher power, tap into it. Because I guarantee you, your higher power wants you to heal. You deserve it. You deserve it. Now, I'm going to move you on because I've been on there, stuck there for a minute. I don't want to say stuck. That's the wrong word. We're not stuck. We're sharing. We're sharing.
That's right.
That's right. And we're doing good at it.
Mhm.
I'm glad Reese did the challenge, you know. So I have a challenge for you guys. And this one is called, I want you to get yourself some paper and pencil, and then don't worry about it right now. Because you can do it when you go home and study the tape. Stop it, study it. But I want you to do it for you. You're not doing it for me. So I want you to do long range goals. We're going to call this your workshop, okay? So we're going to do long range goals. Do you a list of 5 things. Risa just asked you that. Do 5 things that you are happy about. Start it off with something that you're proud of. You can stick your chest out about and say, hey, I accomplished that. It doesn't have to be from the day. It can be from 100 years ago. I don't care. It can be 5 minutes ago, but you did it. Okay, start with that. All right. Now, the next one is I want you to see where you want to be in 10 years. In 10 years. Now, this is going to be free writing. This is not what free writing is. You just start writing as fast as you can. You're not going to correct any spelling or any of that. You're just going to write it. And you're going to write it and list it under each other. I want at least 50. Do at least 50. Now, on this list is not what you can readily get or pay for, Reese. This is what you want. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want out of life? What do I want? Do I want to get a mansion on the hill? Do I want to have a helicopter? Do I want, what do you want? Something, not something that you can readily go out and buy. No, 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 no. You can't go buy this right now. I don't know, unless you're already wealthy, but either way, I want it listed right up under each other. At least 50 things. What do you want? What do you really want? Well, no, you can't buy it right now. You can't go out and work for it right now because you don't have it. You are reaching for what you really want. Don't worry about if it's right or wrong, or if it's shallow, or if it's huge, or if it's whatever. Just write it down. You might say, I want to get my hair done. I want to get my nails done on a regular basis. I want somebody to come and service me. I want somebody to come over here and clean my house and do this laundry. I want a mansion in the sky.
I was gonna ask you 50 fanciful things or just
Anything. Anything. It could be
Okay.
fancy food. It could be going to the restaurant. It could be owning the world, whatever you want. And nothing's ridiculous, nothing's too high, nothing's too low. Okay. The purpose of this exercise is for you to start thinking, what do I want? What do I want? Now, let me say something to you. You have to understand that in order for you to bring value to your list, to your life, it's not what you got. It's not what you get. It's who you become. Wow, you're bringing that value. Who you become to do that. See, who you got to become to get that in the skyscraper. Y'all following me? You following me? You have to change you. See, you cannot stay right here if you claim 50 different things and say, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. And you make plans to get it, then that says, hey, I'm bringing value to my life. I'm bringing value to somebody else's life. I'm bringing value. That means you're changing. You're constantly evolving. You're reviving, evolving. You're growing, you're growing, you're growing. Y'all following me? See, that's what you got to do. You can't stand still and grow. That's that harvest I was talking about. You can't stand still and grow when you're prepared, when you're watering it, when you're feeding it. See, you have to add value to that. Now, so far, all you've been doing is add to this list, right? Now what you're going to do, excuse me a minute, I have to take this warm water.
I can't wait for number 3 here, y'all. I can't wait for what's coming next.
Okay. Now, all you've been doing is just free writing, adding. So now what you're going to do is you're going to put up at the top 4 categories. 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Okay, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Remember, we started off with where you want to see what you want in 10 years, right? Okay, so you got that. Now, when you get that down, now you're going to start, you want to give the items a number. I love this. What you're going to do is you're going to look at it and you're going to start giving it a number. What do I mean by that? Well, that's a good question.
Yes.
Thank you. Asked and answered.
Help us.
So what that is, look, you're looking at this list, all of this that you want. You really want it. Now you got to look at it and say, I believe I can do this one in 1 year. So you put it under the 1 year. I believe I can do this one in 3 years. I can do this one in 5 years, and this one in 10. So that's how you're going to break them down. That's how you're going to start eliminating that whole 50 and break it down. See, what you're going to do is you're going to turn it into 16. You're going to look at that list of 50 and you're going to turn it into 16 things that you really want. Out of that whole 50, you really want to see yourself have these things. And now you're going to start categorizing it. See, you're going to categorize it. You're going to put X amount on the ones, X amount on the threes, X amount on the fives, and X amount on the tens. But here's the trick. Here's the kicker. When you look at it, now it's time for you to select and see which ones you done got rid of, which one I'm keeping. You should have a total of 16. Then look at your categories. If you have a whole lot of low numbers, a whole lot of ones, a whole lot of threes, hardly any fives, hardly any tens. If you have a whole bunch of low numbers, that means your reasons aren't strong enough to make you want to go forward. You're too scared. You're not willing to take a risk on you. And if you got a whole bunch of tens over here and a whole bunch of fives, that means you might be procrastinating.
Oh, I was gonna get there because I am a bona fide procrastinator. So I was gonna ask you,
That's what that means. That means that you're probably procrastinating. And you, just like you were afraid to move forward in this little number, feel comfortable in this build here first, you might be procrastinating up here. Oh, that's too much. But when you get here, there's a certain amount of healing that has taken place. You look how far. Look now where you are. You're right here. The darkness is stuck back there with that magnet. That's demagnetizing that magnet. Now you got these ones. The ones are going to propel you by one step. That's it. See? Your ones. Then you got your threes. Then you got your fives. You see where I'm going? To the sky. Then you got your tens. And in order for you to have that, you have to change what? Who you are. You got to control you. You got to heal in order to bring value to you. You're not trying to impress nobody but you. That makes sense? What you think, Reese?
Yeah, I think you definitely have to have some value. You have to attach value to yourself or recognize that you have value. No matter, no matter how bad that bad experience was.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, and how you felt devalued at the time.
Yes.
You gotta move forward and know that you have value.
That's right. Because remember, value doesn't mean how much I accumulated. Value means who I am as I'm becoming, as I'm accumulating this stuff. Who am I becoming? Who am I? I'm not that same girl back here that you can take advantage of no more. I'm not that person in there that feels devalued. I'm moving to this person that says, hey, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And I'm moving on up. And here's the kicker. Now, here's another kicker. Don't be upset if you have to tear it up and start over. See, when we first start, some of it may be, because I told you, just free write. You're going to look at that and just say, oh, I won't. You're not correcting it. You're not doing none of that. But once you separate it and select it to make it 16 out of 50, then you're deciding, oh, I'm going to break it down into categories. Now, goals, the tricky thing about goals is you have to be healing. You got to be growing to accomplish them. And you're bringing more value to you as a person. See, as you bring this value, you're gaining momentum. You're gaining confidence. You're gaining courage. Yes, now I know how to go again. Wow, I'm going to go up here and be even better. So now that you got that going on, When you look at those goals again and they start to, you reason with you and you redo it, reassess them, and they are not aligning out 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, it's okay to start over. Rip it out. It's not setting goal. Rip it up. Start again. But what you did in the process was you learned something about yourself. You not only learned something about yourself, you learn how to keep this wheel going, how to move forward. You're moving, you're moving, you're moving, you're moving, you're moving. See, you're building courage. You're building.
How important do you think that positive thinking plays into this? Because if you're negative thinking, I can't see where you will be able to accomplish these goals. So
you're not
how
going to
important?
accomplish. Your mindset is your key. Your mindset has to be everything that makes up you. See, you can have a negative mindset and you're not going to move. You can be frozen like this computer just did us. You know, you can get frozen in that darkness because your mindset is still stuck back there. That magnet is so strong and your reasons are not strong enough to make you want to challenge and pull yourself out. You see what I'm saying? Mindset is everything. It's the beginning. It's the beginning, it's the middle, it's the end. It's like your higher power. You got to have a mindset that says, I want to challenge this and pull me out. I'm not going, you see these forces pushing against each other, and that's what happens. You can use that negativity and stay back there. You'll never change your life. You'll just be complaining. You'll be miserable. Your mindset say, hey, I can get from here to here. Now my mindset say, I can't stay here no longer. It's time for me to go up here. You know, and don't be afraid to fail. When you fail, you will fail a lot. You will fail a lot. Anybody that don't fail usually does not get to experience success. Because when you fail, you get a testimony. You know, you should get a lesson and a testimony. A lesson says, oh, so this is what I did wrong. So I don't want to do it that way again, but I want to try something new. See, that's a mindset reason. That's the breaking of the chains. That's the pulling of the magnet. Which one do you want? Which one you gonna put enough reasons to that's gonna make you go in whatever direction? What direction do you want to go in? See what I'm saying? So yes, mindset is key. Mindset is everything.
Let me ask you a question. So
okay.
Going back to brainwashing,
Yes.
do you think that we are capable of brainwashing ourselves? I know you spoke of someone else brainwashing you, and that often happens in abusive relationships, or in your case, it was your very, very abusive father. I know sometimes people can get involved in cults and even hung up in politics and things like that. Do you think people are capable of brainwashing themselves into, staying in the negative?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can tell yourself, but let me say this. Yes, I'm going to say absolutely. I'm going to answer your question, and I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to add an attachment to it. Yes, you can talk yourself into staying in the negative. You can do that. But here's the deal. Usually, you've been taught that. Usually, somebody has already been doing it to you. When a kid comes out and first born, that kid doesn't have any direction. That baby doesn't know whether to be negative or positive. You have to instill that into them. And if you have come in and saying, you ain't gonna never be nothing, you just sorry, then that is what you're gonna look at yourself. You're gonna say, God, I'm so sorry. Ugh, I just don't have nothing going for myself. Somebody tell you fat and ugly. That's the first thing you're gonna say. I'm so fat. I'm so ugly. So yes, you can talk yourself into staying back there, because for some people, Reese, that may be easier to them. That's easier than taking to being accountable. Let me say it like that. See, for them to take a step forward, for them to make a decision to unbrainwash themselves, okay, to de-brainwash themselves, to demagnetize themselves and move forward, they have to make a decision. They have to put some action with it. That means they got to be accountable. You see what I'm saying? And so, yes, you can stay back there. You can stay back there if you choose. Let me tell you something. I heard a fellow say one time, those that said they can't, and they have convinced themselves that they can't, versus those who says I can, and they have convinced themselves that they can, they both are right. If you convince yourself you can't do it, if you convince yourself you're not going to be accountable to even try, if you convince yourself that that magnum pull is so strong that your reasoning to come out of there is not strong enough, yes, you're right. You can't do it. But if you convince yourself that, shoot, you don't know me, I'm coming up out of here. I'm coming up out of here. I'm moving forward. I got reason. I got power inside of me. I'm going to use it. I'm going to be accountable. But where does it start, B? Right here. Mindset. 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 Guts. Courage. Confidence comes from those type of decisions. You see what I'm saying? You have to want to do it, but you got to be accountable. I've seen people that recently I've had access, I'm going to say it like that, access to some people that if you look at them from the outer exterior, they look nice, dress nice, nice jewelry, nice cars, everything. And they're married and they are miserable. They're absolutely miserable. And they want to tell you how unhappy they are, but they're not willing to be accountable and put forth some type of action to move them forward so that they can experience happiness. You see what I'm saying? They are okay back here because they got the diamonds, they got the car, they got everything they think they want. It's on their list, but their reasons weren't good enough. Their happiness is not a good reason to them to leave and be happy. They're not willing to be accountable that they're pursuing happiness. They're willing to keep wearing that diamond. They're willing to try to bombard you like you're a garbage can and keep telling you over and over and over about this mess that they're in, but they're not willing to make a mindset, to make a decision, to put forth some action and be accountable to being happy. That's where it comes in. When you're selecting those from that 50, now you're looking at 16. Then you're looking at maybe even one that has the greatest reason of all. Tear it up. If it's not good enough, start over. But that's a mindset. That's what you choose, what you decide is best for you. Again, you say you can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Well, you can't. Toodles, baby. Toodles. I'm not staying back here with you. You know? I don't care how selfish that sounds. I'm not staying with you. We rolling towards the future. I don't care how slow or fast you going. You know, what was that? You remember about the tortoise and the hare?
The tortoise and the hare.
Right. The hare was real fast. The tortoise kept right on going, right on track, right on track, right on track. And he made a lot of mistakes, got deviated, got slower, whatever, but he kept going. And he crossed that finish line. And that's how you eliminate brainwashing. That's how you do it. And I hope, guys, that I have tied this together for you today. I hope you do the challenge because it's really been fun doing it. I love doing the research and preparing for the shows. And now, those were the long-term goals. Now, put yourself together a short-range goals too, because they're called confident builders, all right? Confident builders is that, hey, I put this in the 1 year category. I can go back and check that off. Wow, got it done. Boom. See, you got to check them off and you got to celebrate it. Because I'm sure going to celebrate. You get mine checked off. Raise! Hey, girl, I did it. I checked off 2 this week. Your short-term goals need to be, they could be daily. What do I want to accomplish today? I want to wash my dishes. I want to mop my floor. Or I want to go to the store. Or I'm going to fix my hair or something. You want a short range goals, you check it off. Boop, 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 boop. Just like you do your long ones. Long term, check it off. And you celebrate your wins. And now when you don't win, now you stay on yourself for that. I'm not talking about beat yourself up, Reese. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about being real, real hard, but I'm saying being real. You realize you didn't check anything off. You didn't check nothing off. So either you rip that up and reevaluate and start over and learn from what you made, the mistakes you made, or you get stuck again. That's your choice. You see what I'm saying? But you get you some short range goals too, and you build up your compliment. Woo, 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 baby, I did it. Hi. Oh, I'm over here 3 years. I done checked 2 of them out. I'm in 5 years and I got. I got it. I hope you guys got it too, because that's how you heal yourself. That's how you get out of that brainwashing. And that's how you move forward. And you live a life. I'm going to tell you something that I know going to happen, and it hasn't happened ever in my life, but it's going to happen one day. And you're not too old. You're not too young. You might be young for a while, but soon as you have a thought in your mind that God has given to you, that for you to move forward on, you're not too young anymore. But I know that this advocacy is going to grow. It's going to grow. It's going to blossom. And a lot of people going to get able to get out of brainwashing and conquer that hurt. And guess what? That old magnet back there has no more power. It's gone. That person that did you in has no power. And the best revenge, baby, is to live well and be happy. And be happy. So, well, that's where we are today, folks. Yeah.
Well, I want everybody, y'all need to buy this book. Y'all need to, let's support Nickie in her efforts, y'all. Buy the book, okay? Self-Healing for Sexual Abuse Survivors. It is tired of just surviving. It's time to thrive. It's time to thrive, y'all.
Yes.
Okay. With all of Nickie's goals and self-help tricks, or not tricks, but tips. How about that? That's better. That's a better word, right?
Right.
support her. Buy
Thank
the
you.
book. You can get an autographed copy from her if you, what is it, $15.99 plus $4.99 shipping. But you need to email to books by NV Smith at yahoo.com. That's books by N as in Nancy, V as in Victor, Smith at yahoo.com. I'm gonna have to learn how to say that without peeking at it, but it's
You're
a
doing
lot.
great.
It's a lot, okay? And if you want to get the other book, it is you also still have to go to books by NV Smith at yahoo.com. And that one is called Sergeant Benjamin Premieres. I don't have that in front of me to show you, but that's an action-packed, thriller. And you can get that only by what is it? Email or
Ebook.
ebooks. I'm sorry. You can only get it by ebooks, and you have to and so that one is $5.99.
Correct.
And you will get that one in like an hour to 2 hours. The other book, Self-Healing for Sexual Abuse Survivors, that one is gonna take 10 to 14 days. You can also buy that book on it's also available on Amazon.com, but it won't be autographed. So if you want it autographed, you wanted to send it straight to Nickie's email. So that's books by NV Smith at yahoo.com. Did I get it right that time, Nickie?
Yes, ma'am. You got it right
Okay.
every time.
Okay, everybody. So this has been fun, and we want you to stick with the show. Nickie's here every week. She's gonna bring you some little tidbits of something to improve your life and to get past that darkness.
That's
Okay?
Right. That's
So
right.
stick with her. Stick with her. Okay?
Thank you, Reed. You're so great. I just love you so much. Thank you.
Love you too, girl.
Thank you. And when you do contact us, at that time, that's when you will get the information about the Cash App or Zelle. You have two ways of paying for it. You can pay for it through Cash App or Zelle. And y'all, I hope you have enjoyed the show. I've certainly been enjoying being here. And I love my wing person. I love Reese. I tell her all the time because I'm not going to wait till somebody die and start telling you I love you. I might tell you 100 times a day, but I'm going to tell you before you kick the bucket, okay? And I know I'm country, but I do love you guys and I enjoy coming. I hope you'll work these exercises because this is for you. And just stop the tape and go back over it. Now, we got to get out of here, but thank you for showing up tonight. And I'm going to throw you all a kiss. Rich, let's throw them a kiss.
Let's do it.
Mwah! Thank you, guys, and good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye, Reese.
Talk to you later.
Okay.